anything, huh? Well, let's just see you try sitting on the curb crying outside a house party because the boy you like is talking to the girl.
Okay, I gotta say this. Alex is very funny with these videos. Like this animation that he does, it's funny. Like check this out.
Knows it weird in 7th grade. And that's not bad enough. Her boyfriend just suddenly changed his tune from what he said like 12 hours ago.
Okay. Well, Justin, you're the team captain. What do you think about it?
I think the Cubs hit it off.
Yesterday, you told me that I was better than half the guys on your team.
So, I've been watching a whole bunch of Alex's videos. I mean, because he's definitely a 90s person. Like, I can definitely tell that. I mean, like, most of his videos I look at and I'm like, I've never seen that show or I've never seen that movie. Let me see what it's about. And it's good. It's good. But I gotta say, he does overreact sometimes. So, let's look at a video. This is the most recent video that I'm watching of Alex right now. This is a video of She's the Man, the movie that Amanda Bynes was in. And I gotta admit, I didn't watch that movie, but I did hear about it. I gotta say, when Amanda Bynes was doing movies, I was into that movie, what, Pants on Fire, Liar Liar, something like that. I was into that movie. I think it was Pants on Fire. No, Liar Liar. It was Liar Liar. So so yeah, I was into that. I knew she did a book that was based off of Snow White, so she did Sydney White, and it's funny how Alex doesn't mention it in this video. But let's go back to a video that I saw earlier that Alex was talking about. Because one thing that I caught is like he'll talk about his childhood. He'll talk about how he was watching the show and he liked it, but then he'll like totally like rag on it, and it's kind of funny to me. So let's look at one of those videos. While we do that, let me just say that this video is brought to you by Shiver & Fears Cups. Are you interested in Shiver & Fears and their products? Then definitely check out my brand new shop that I have made just a few days ago. This shop will be posted on the Shiver & Fears website, yeah, tomorrow. So definitely check that out. So let's check out, yeah. Oh yeah, and we will be getting some new products later on, just not right now, because we're only focusing on audiobooks, the cups, and the stickers. But we might get some pins and pillows in there as well. So let's check out another video from Alex Meyers. So here's one of him talking about zombies, which is another movie that I heard about every night.
Hey. Thanks for making my day with your
Ads
nice
are such a bore, I'm telling you.
typo. I meant face.
Meet cutes happen every day on Tinder. Just not like they do in the movies.
You can't skip it either.
Did you know sweat from stress
Hold
is
on.
actually smellier than other kinds of sweat? That's why I use Secret Clinical Antiperspirant.
So about a month ago, I made a video about the Disney Chanel original movie, Zombies. Now that movie didn't really make a whole lot of sense, but the basic premise, as goofy as it was...
Okay, so he's not wrong. That movie did not make a lot of sense. One thing that I saw about zombies was that one thing that I didn't understand about zombies was the fact that they had green hair, like the bright green hair. Like I didn't understand that. Like that's not what a zombie looks like. And like their whole entire town was like this Barbie fantasy life. It did not make sense. Like I couldn't sit there and watch that and think those were zombies. I thought they were like some kind of creepy things. And so anyway, but this is about zombies too.
We can get behind it. But anyway, just a week or so ago, Disney gave us the sequel to Zombies with a very clever name, Zombies 2. And now we finally get to see what's been going on with Addison and Zed and all the other characters who don't have their own coloring books. So just for the sake of time, I'm going to assume that you buy the...
Okay, so Alex does this all the time. He sits there and talks about like the silliest things. And so as I
First
watch
movie
him,
before,
I'm just
or
like
saw the
trying to
video,
like
or
get
maybe
his
you just don't care either way,
mood
whatever.
straightened out.
Welcome
And it's
back to
like
Seabrook, where
it's
belonging is
like
everything.
watching a movie that
We're a
I'm not
small,
interested in and
united,
him
and
mocking
tight-knit
it.
community.
It's very interesting. So
That's a
check
good
this
thing,
out.
because it wasn't always this way.
So yeah, thanks to all the zombie dancing at the end of the first movie, all societal problems have been solved and everyone's best friends now because I guess this world just follows the Bring It On rules. But that's where we get the new twist.
Legend has it that when the first settlers came to Seabrook, they found wild beasts with sharp claws lurking in the forest.
Wait, hold on a second.
Okay. I love that part. I love when he like does that laughing thing because because seriously, I can't even take this movie. I can't even take that movie seriously. Like believe me, I love Disney Channel original movies. Like that's what I grew up on. When they stopped making those, I was very upset. But you know, I gotta admit, he did have a point laughing at this. Like, but anyway.
Back in the first movie, right? The whole idea was that Seabrook was this utopian paradise until the zombies came or whatever, right? But then this movie, first thing, like, just kidding, there's been demon monsters here the whole time. I mean, Disney Channel's just over here trying to make their own Riverdale, I tell you what.
Seabrook settlers bravely.
And the reference, but yeah. Alex will point out very interesting things that you probably didn't think of watching this movie. Cause like seriously, a lot of the times when I watch Alex, he points out things that I never really focus on in the movies. You know, like things that people said, or you know how it doesn't make sense that this happened and this happened, and so like what he basically just said was how the town that they're in is supposed to be a utopia where they accept everybody, but yet they're still talking about well, it's supposed to be a happy place, but yet they have monsters, which when you probably watch this, if you watch this movie, you probably didn't think about that. But then you also look at that now and be like, well, huh? So, yeah. Anyway.
Monsters attacked and discovered a powerful energy source. Realizing they discovered a precious resource, they safeguarded it from the beasts.
So yeah, there you go. Just a whole bunch of zombies extended universe lore for you, I guess. But anyway, so after this, in present day, once again, we meet our old buddy Zed the Zombie explains what his new life in Seabrook is like.
Seabrook is getting rid of all of its old anti-monster law. So now, Zombie Town is open to everyone. Hey, wait.
Hey!
What's up, Coach?
Cauliflower brain smoky crunch, please.
You got it. Seabrook has way more flavors than just vanilla now. I'll take a vanilla, Coach. What? I like vanilla.
I mean, yes, clearly. Then we flash sideways over to...
Wow, okay, so you really like that's the sort of thing that I'm like, Alex, no, you went too far on that. But I can't help laughing about it because of the fact that it's a joke, and I'm like, his sarcasm is just way too much. Now I'm gonna stop it right there because there was one video that I was watching earlier that really caught my attention, and the reason it caught my attention was because it's a show that Alex talked about, and he seemed to like it, but yet he kind of dissed on it. And even though he explains why he dissed on it, it's just like, how you gonna diss on it like that? So let's watch Alex talk about Are You Afraid of the Dark? And if you know Are You Afraid of the Dark, go ahead and comment because I love this show. We're probably gonna get smacked, so.
Products
So while we look at those,
organic
let's look at
cotton,
these
and they're
comments.
also incredibly comfortable. There's a lot of love that goes into this as well.
Incoming dishes! Stone Power Wash flies through 99% of grease in half the time. That's grease getter.
When I was a kid, Nickelodeon was like the channel to watch. I mean, after school,
I
you
mean,
come
very
home and
true.
watch Legends of the
Nickelodeon
Hidden
was
Temple, you
the
know, and there'd
way
always
to
be
go.
that one kid who could never figure out how to put that silver monkey statue together. I mean, like, come on.
And I will admit, I never could stand that game show just because of that. It seemed like it was impossible. I could never stand game shows that seemed impossible.
No way. But on Saturdays, they had this 2-hour block called Snick, where the good stuff was. This is where you could watch, like, Clarissa Explains It All, Ren and Stimpy, and one of my favorite shows of all time, back when I was young enough to actually like
Okay,
it.
so pause. Now he just said, now that's his favorite show of all time, when he was a kid. Like, so, and I mean, things do change over time, so it's not a bad thing, because I still love that show. And it's like, knowing that Alex likes it too, kind of makes me feel like, okay, we're cool. But check this out. So we're gonna skip a few.
Are you afraid of the dark?
We're going to skip a few scenes here.
Children like some tea.
Like, okay, that's one thing that I'm talking about. So, okay, so for one thing, that scene is not that long. So let's watch this. Let's watch that again.
Also in a car accident. But then things start getting real weird.
Who's that? Would you children like some tea?
Okay, so yeah, that scene is not that long. And when you watch it, it's probably not as awkward as it seems. But you know, you just made it awkward because now you're sitting there thinking like, we're at a library, and we're in the dark, and you just pop out of nowhere to ask if we want some tea. Like, I'm sure a lot of you would have seen that and probably react like that. But like back then, it was perfectly normal. There was nothing odd about that. Like, so the fact that he like pointed that out and like kind of made it into like this big, that's awkward moment. Alex, you too much.
After this, Dee Dee has the idea that if this girl's ghost is waiting for her boyfriend every year for like 50 years or whatever, they should maybe try to contact the ghost of the boyfriend and tell him to go pick her up and take her to prom already, because I mean, the late fee on that dress rental is going to be like $1 million at this point. But like this whole situation really makes you appreciate having smartphones and stuff nowadays, you know? Because like back when I was a kid, apparently you could just abduct some random girl from the cemetery, go hunting for ghosts together, and finish up the day with a seance, and no one would ever know. Anyway.
Okay, so right at this point, he's kind of bashing the show. Like if you were a person who like never heard of the show and were watching it with Alex, you probably would not want to watch the show anymore, which is a terrible thing because like this is a very good show to watch. Now I gotta say that. Does Alex still like this show? I don't know. Because if we go around towards the end, and I'm going to admit there might be some spoilers, so if you haven't seen this episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, you might want to skip past this, which you can't because this is a live video.
You know, with this guy with like no way out of it. Now, oddly enough, Nickelodeon's actually doing an Are You Afraid of the Dark revival TV miniseries thing this month. And the first episode is up right now on their YouTube channel, you know, if you want to check that out. But yeah, so just like with Goosebumps, which I made a video about last year, this is another one of those shows that I just really loved when I was a kid. But watching it now, like, boy, you know, my standards were really low back then, huh? You know, doing this...
That right there. So you sit there and talk about how you love this show, and it's like now... it's kind of downfall. I still love that show. In fact, I'm still trying to catch up on all the episodes because I didn't watch all the episodes. I knew some of them. Like I knew about the one about the kid who thought it was his best friend on the bike. I definitely know about the one about the clown and the cigar in his mouth. I definitely remember that. But like for you to like talk about your childhood on shows that you like and then be an adult and be like, you know what? I don't like that anymore. It's kind of sad, you know, because to look back and think, oh my gosh, that's my show. Watch it then and you just feel like it's not my show anymore. I mean, of course, we all grow up and we all have that moment where we start seeing things a little differently because the world is different now. But, I mean, it's kind of sad if you think about it when you let go of a show because it doesn't enthuse you like it did as a kid because of course you're seeing things different. I definitely like the ending points with him. I definitely like how he talks about scenes and stuff. So like let me show you an example.
YouTube. It's really easy to get caught up in just trying to chase like the newest thing and like what's the most recent movie, the most recent TV show. I gotta catch up on all these things. But you know, once in a while it's nice, at least for me, to kind of go back and watch something that I liked when I was a kid. Because as far as like somewhat recent TV shows and stuff. Like I used to really be into Gossip Girl and Secret Life of the American Teenager and Glee and that type of thing. And I've done all of those, and so it's kind of like, there's stuff from my childhood.
And I gotta say, so my thing is, I suggest you check out Alex Meyers. Check out Alex, because I'm sure there's a show that you liked as a kid or you like now that he kind of attracts you by calling it weird, dumb, whatever. Because there are some movies that he talks about that, like, I'm like, yeah, that was a dumb movie, and he ends up saying like it wasn't too bad. And I'm like, no, it was terrible. Or he'll say something I like, and I'm like, you just don't know good TV. But anyway, I still watch him because he is funny. He does that whole dramatic pause thing for each dramatic scene. Here's one I did earlier with House of Anubis. Let's check that out.
Christy hair, each Aussie. It's giving moisture.
Which, hey, how's it going, guys?
Made for every type and texture. See,
Just want to let you know that I am almost at my goal of reaching 4,000 watches per hour. So that's an exciting thing.
For every 2,000 you spend, I'm giving you
I do want to admit, because I am a truthful person, that I have lost 2 subscribers. It's sad, but hey, it happens. I'm not gonna let that down, because you guys are still watching those videos. I see that that Mufasa trailer I posted up. You guys are interested in that. You guys like that, so I'm very happy for that. That Fairly Odd Parents video is still getting views. I'm so amazed.
For me, post-90s Nickelodeon is like a huge gap in my brain. Because like by the mid to late 90s, the game shows were done, Are You Afraid of the Dark was over, and it was pretty much just Hey Arnold, Real Monsters, and like friggin' Doug or whatever. But after doing a...
Okay, so these animated caricatures he has are very interesting. Like in my head, I see him as this animated character. So if I actually met Alex, I don't think that I could put in my head who he really is compared to his cartoon character.
Recently, I came to learn that there's like this whole Nickelodeon pantheon of shows I've never even heard of. One of which was the 2011 telenovela.
Now hold on,
House
let me
of Anubis.
rewind
After
real
being
quick,
asked by...
because he said something that really kind of got to me.
some people to check it out, I figured it was about time I did. But before that, really quick, Arc was over, and it was pretty much just Hey Arnold, Real Monsters, and like friggin' Doug or whatever. But after doing a video on Victorious recently, I came to learn that there's like this whole Nickelodeon pantheon of...
Okay, so the shows that he's talking about right now is Zoe 101, House of Anubis, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, Every Which Way, and looks like Big Time Rush. So he's actually saying that he's never heard or watched those shows. Now, I have watched every single one of those, and I gotta say, those are pretty good. But the thing is, they're not comedy shows. So it sounds to me like he's never watched the live action shows that are comical, but doesn't have like a soundtrack, doesn't have like a laugh track or a live audience behind it. It's just kind of like acting. So I think that's very interesting. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to show you guys.
I never even heard of. One of which was the 2011 telenovela House of Anubis. And after being asked by tons of people to check it out, I figured it was about time I did. But before that, really quick, this video is sponsored by Audible.
And he does sponsor a lot of TV shows, which is cool.
Service that lets you download
But
audio.
we're gonna skip over that.
Big place. Where'd you need to be?
It says here I'm in the House of Anubis.
Oh, that's the name of the show. Anyway, so she gets there and finds the House of
Okay.
Anubis. And I don't know about you, but I'm
Overdramatic. I
starting
love
to think
that.
that maybe this might not be like a totally normal house, you know what I'm saying? want to tell you, creepy music going on, going with myself. Come on, Nina, we're getting out of here. Anyway,
Okay. I love that overreaction. Like that whole entire movement stuff. Like I love that. I love his animation. Like it's very funny. It's very funny. It's very outgoing. It's something you definitely I think would enjoy. So let's continue.
everything that just happened, Nina just kind of walks right in, and the first person she meets is this weird older guy who apparently likes to stand real close to 15-year-old girls. So I assume he's some kind of like Hollywood movie producer or something, but whatever. Anyway, she meets this guy and the housekeeper lady, and after this, we all get a little tour of the house.
Okay, I like this part. Check this out. Check
Frobisher smiled at the original inhabitants. They died.
What just happened? These are the original inhabitants. They died. So later on, Nina moves into her new room.
Wait,
sets
those
everything up,
facial
puts some wrinkly Harry Styles pictures up on the walls. You know what I'm talking about. But right then, we meet another main character, and things go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Hi, I'm Linda. Who are you? I'm Nina. Good to meet you. I'm new, American, obviously. Who cares? Where are Joy's things? What's going on? I don't know who you are. Or...
So I gotta say, like, one thing, I will say this. One thing that does annoy me about Alex, and I mean, this is just one thing, I mean, and I get it, like, it's what he does. I'm not gonna be mad at him for it. But one thing that does annoy me is how he will bash on every character just for being a character. So, like, the fact that they're feeling a certain way, the fact that they do certain things, he just, like, gives them a hard time, and it's basically like shaming them. So, I mean, that's the one thing that Alex does that kind of does annoy me. So,
Her friends won't be appropriate.
So, yeah, I mean, Anyway, so now Joy is missing, and Patricia doesn't like Nina because she thinks that maybe she has something to do with it, and also probably because Nina goes around saying,
From America. America. I'm new, American, obviously.
every chance she gets, which, like, I don't even believe, okay, because she calls her grandma Gran.
It's my gran. My gran. Gran.
Alright, come on, you can't fool me. But anyway,
So, anyway, so see how he's like giving that character a hard time just because she always mentions she's American? Like, yeah, like I'm sure if you were in another country all excited, you probably would want everyone to know that, yes, you're from America because that's why, and you're new to this whole entire thing. So,
as Nickelodeon shows go, apparently, the girl with the blue streak in her hair just is not a real big fan of the main character. And after a random food fight for literally...
it's like, yeah, you know what? It does seem to go that way. If you got a blue streak, you obviously don't have, or aren't very fond of the main character. Interesting.
Things start to get a little heated between these two.
So, Nina, when are you going to tell us what you know about Joy's disappearance?
I guess I actually knew something.
Oh, come on. 1 minute, I'm sitting next to Joy in class, and the next, she's disappeared, and you've taken her place. Well,
Like I said, I don't know anything about Joy or her disappearance.
I'll get it out of you.
So the next day, Nina leaves the house early because she doesn't want to deal with My Fair Lady over here just being like, what happened to Joy? What have you done with her? Which, like, I'm not even doing a joke here. That's actually how she talks. Now, while Nina's out, she runs into
Okay,
this old lady.
so
who
anyway,
seems to
so
be
the
all
one
flustered
thing that
about
I
something.
do like about Alex is that when, the plot twist of the show comes up, he does make it over dramatic. And I do like that. So, like, that would be... So let's get to the point here. That's it right there. So like there are sometimes he does that and it's like I never really knew that was the plot twist of the story, or even like maybe was it the plot twist of the story? I don't know. I thought it was something else. But it's good to know that he identifies it. He identifies it. It makes it more noticeable, more in your face, more oh, wait a minute, it makes it more dramatic than how it turned out. So, I gotta say, if there's a TV show that you like, then ask Alex to watch it, cause he does a lot of Disney shows, Nickelodeon shows, but I definitely like it when he does movies because with movies, he goes through the whole entire movie explaining things, joking about characters, joking about their hair, why they look like that, and he goes through that whole entire movie. But with TV shows, I mean, with so many episodes, he can only talk about one, and it's usually the very first episode, which is kind of a bummer because if you wanted to know more about the show, you're only getting information from this one episode. I mean, he might tell you how long it's been around. What's he'll explain like the first episode and introduce you to the characters and stuff. But you don't really understand watching the show by knowing the first episode. But anyway, so yeah, I would suggest watching some of Alex's videos. He does a lot of sponsoring, and I gotta say, I definitely give applause to that.
And that's how the show gets started. So House of
I
Anubis
just
was
love
on
that.
TV
I
from
just love
2011 to 2013. So it's not like a brand new show, but it's not that old either. And yet, for some reason, it looks like it has the budget of Are You Afraid of the Dark from like 1993. But still, as someone who grew up on shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark, I can definitely see how the House of Anubis would really appeal to kids who grew up in the 2000s, because I was basically watching the same kind of stuff back in the 90s. I mean, teenagers being on their own in a creepy house full of magic secrets, love triangles going on, all filmed at a strangely high frame rate. I mean, yeah, this would have been my jam back in the day. Like I said at the beginning of the video,
And there's some videos where he does kind of pause, and it's just like, wait a minute, that's it. I mean, I've watched a few videos, and I'm just like, wait a minute, you're done, you're done already. And there's some times that he does kind of point out his flaws in life, which I'm like, Alex, you're a great person. Don't sell yourself short. I'm sure that's just his way of, laughing at himself, because, we all gotta laugh at ourselves sometimes. But I think Alex is cool. I suggest, if there's a TV, I suggest going to his channel and, seeing what kind of TV shows he talks about. Maybe he talks about one of your favorites. And hey, if he doesn't, give him a request, because that's mostly why he does these videos, because apparently people are requesting it. But as for now, this is AJ Hard saying, chill out, it's just a show. And hey Alex, if you're watching this video, yeah, I'm watching these videos. You got it going on, man. Keep it up. But as for now, this is AJ Hard saying, chill out, it's just a show.